This program provides education, not advice. Sponsors pay a fee for endorsements and interviews. See the truthayf.com disclosure page for details.
This is where technology, innovation, and personal finance come together.
This is the truth about your future with Rick Edelman.
It's Thursday, July 25th. On today's show, will you be ready when it's time for mom or dad to stop driving? It's the car key conversation. You're going to have it one day, if not first with your parents, then with your spouse. I found the keys to the universe in an old parked car. That's what Bruce Springsteen said, and he summed it up perfectly. Our love affair with cars is not about the cars. It's about freedom to go anywhere you want, anytime you want. But at some point, we all become a danger to ourselves and to others when we are behind the wheel. As we age, our visual skills, reaction time, our processing speed, they all decline. Here's the first thing you should do. Go look at Dad's car. Are there dents? That means they're hitting things. Are the tires scuffed up? That means they're running into things, like the curb. Next, get in the car with mom or dad. Watch them drive. Are they missing traffic lights or stop signs? Are they driving too slow? Too close to the car in front of them? Are they struggling to stay in their lane? Are they getting confused about how to get where they're going even though they've been there 1,000 times? Is having a conversation with you in the car making them drive even worse? This is not about age. This is entirely about their ability. And ability can be diminished at any age. If you're worried, bring it up with them. Brace yourself for an unpleasant conversation. There are three main thoughts that they're going to have: losing their freedom, fear of being unable to get where they need to go, and this being a sign of their aging, which means incapacity and death. Don't tell them they can't drive. Try to get them to reach that conclusion. If that fails, get a doctor to tell them this. As for losing their freedom, well, that's what Uber is for, and delivery services. As for being a sign of their aging, ask them how they feel about not being able to play football anymore. They likely don't miss that, and they won't miss driving either, even though they think they will. As for incapacity and death, be empathetic. Don't ignore this. Commiserate and be compassionate. Help them digest this and get used to it. But in the end, you must get them to stop driving. Coming up next on the show, a question that I got from one of our listeners.
Electricity, a big idea that's inspired countless new ones. From powering the light bulb to virtually powering our entire lives. 30 years ago, State Street launched the Spider S&P 500 ETF, SPY, a big idea that inspired the world to invest differently, and still does. What can you do with SPY?
Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit ssga.com for a prospectus containing this and other information. Read it carefully before investing. SPY is subject to risks similar to those of stocks. All ETFs are subject to risk, including possible loss of principal. Alps Distributors, Inc. Distributor.
Welcome back. The Truth About Your Future continues. I got an email from Lakshima in Rockland County, New York. Here's what she wrote.
Hi, Rick. Heard your podcast about national debt. Very well articulated and informative, but I have one question. Why do you say that Social Security comes under a government spend category? Isn't Social Security self-funding?
Well, yes, Social Security is self-funding, but it is still a government expense. The way Social Security works is that it collects payroll taxes. When you work, you pay Social Security tax. That money goes to Social Security, which they then redistribute to Social Security beneficiaries, meaning retirees or those who are disabled, etc. But at the end of the day, this is a government-run program, and the money that the government is distributing to its beneficiaries is a government obligation. So even though there may be a sequestering of the income and expenses, it is nevertheless a government obligation, and therefore it counts as a government spending category. Wish there was a better answer, but there isn't. You can send me your question as well. Just send it to askrick@thetruthayf.com. The link is in the show notes.
Support for The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman comes from Invesco QQQ. 25 years ago, Invesco QQQ rethought the investing landscape by providing access to the Nasdaq's 100 most innovative companies, all in one ETF. What's ahead for the next 25 years? Could it be flying cars, neural implants, electric planes? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing's for certain. You can gain access to that progress with Invesco QQQ ETF. Let's rethink possibility. There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETF risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
On tomorrow's show, investing in ESG, plus the investment thesis for crypto. Yeah, with all eyes on spot Bitcoin ETFs, it's easy to forget that there's so much to crypto. Back in March, I hosted the Wealth Management Convergence, a brand new conference with about 150 financial advisors in attendance in Florida. We did a session there featuring 3 experts: Robbie Mitchnick, the head of digital assets for BlackRock, Tim Rice, the CEO of Coinmetrics, and Miguel Kudry, the CEO and co-founder of L1. And I'm going to play the recording of our session that we did in March with these 3 experts so you can learn the investment thesis for crypto, custodying, benchmarking, portfolio construction, and a whole lot more. That's tomorrow. I'm glad you're with me here on The Truth About Your Future. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to follow and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. And remember, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I read them all. Never miss an episode of The Truth About Your Future. Follow and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. I'll see you tomorrow.
Increased awareness and actionable intelligence about the forces that are shaping our world.
This is The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman.